Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast shorts. There's no co-host on these shorts episodes. These are now around 2 to 4 minute, sometimes as long as 6 to 10 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 2 to 4 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. Even that business book your coworker won't stop raving about because it quote unquote changed their life, but you can't see any difference in their leadership behavior. So how good could that author be? So we're going to take a break from our focus on war and warfare and war making in our shorts episodes for me to note this observation. In business, projections are just guessing. And guessing, backed by solid data and gut intuition derived from hard-won wisdom, can, maybe, be correct less than 10% of the time in predicting future events, future revenues, and future customer or consumer behavior. Why am I bringing this up? Well, right now we are trapped in an AI hype cycle. Many quote-unquote smart people are predicting, guessing if we're to be really honest, all kinds of wild prognostications about the future of business, the future of society, the future of culture, the future of humanity, the future of literally everything. The problem with the predictions or the guessing or the prognostication of all these quote-unquote smart people is that the smart people have been wrong before. They were wrong about the future during the dot-com bubble, the social media bubble, the cryptocurrency bubble, the virtual reality bubble, the internet bubble, the housing bubble, and on and on and on. And that's just me naming a few bubbles that have occurred in the last 25 years. Here is the reality, in case you're interested. Yes, previous patterns of human behavior and habits in reaction and in response to the arrival of new technologies can somewhat inform how we react and respond to a new technology and its presence in the current world of business. The current explosion in the use of LLMs and their presence is one such technology. But none of us, no one can predict the future with 100% certainty. We don't know what is going to happen in the near term, midterm, or long term with any ontological certainty because there are still so many things we don't acknowledge and understand that operate in the world as we humans walk around behaving with autonomy and free will. Another way to say this is we don't know all the turtles that go all the way up and all the way down. The people pushing predictions of destruction of civilization due to the presence of LLMs and their current rapid adoption in the world of work, play, and other areas of human endeavor are either A, caught up in the energy of the hype cycle and don't want to be quote-unquote wrong for the sake of their egos, or maybe they have genuine concern about the rapidity of LLM use and adoption, or B, are grifters who know they don't know anything and can't predict the future, but they can predict that humans will behave fearfully and impulsively in the short term, and those predictions have proven true in the past and will prove true long into the future, and thus they can make short-term money and then run away. Either way, my advice today to leaders is to avoid falling into the trap of the current hype cycle. Continue operating with real people to build real projects, businesses, and things in the real world. And remember that no one knows the future. Not even the quote-unquote world's smartest man. And well, that's it for me. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast today. And now that you've made it this far, you should subscribe to the audio version of this show on all the major podcast players, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, and everywhere else where podcasts are available. There's also a video version of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to the video version of this podcast on the Leadership Toolbox channel on YouTube. Just search for Leadership Toolbox and hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. And while you're doing that, leave a 5-star review if you like what we're doing here on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Just go below the player and hit 5 stars. We need those reviews to grow, and it's the easiest way to help grow this show. And tell all your friends, of course, in leadership. By the way, if you don't like what we're doing here, well, you can always listen to another leadership show. There are several other good ones out there. At least that's what I've heard. All right. Well, that's it for me.